You know, there's no place in our state as beautiful or as important as our Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta. 25 million people statewide rely on the water supply which comes through the Delta. And it's a significant agricultural area as well. Add to that its importance as a habitat for fish, birds, and animals, its natural wonders, and its recreational uses, and the Delta is indeed a special place. I love just driving through the Delta on small two-lane roads, built many times right on top of the levees. It's like going back in time to a kinder, gentler way of life. Lots of history on the Delta, too. History many times connected directly to agriculture, to what's grown there. And that's what this adventure is all about. We're going in search of Delta pears. Pears which are very much a part of California's gold. Well, our adventure begins. It's early on a Saturday morning, and I couldn't resist. I've already grabbed one of these pears, and boy, they are fresh, they are juicy, they are right off the tree. And this is going to be kind of a pear adventure because, Chuck, you and your family have been growing pears here in the Delta for how long?
About 150 years.
So you know what you're talking about.
I think so. I try to.
Now, first off, where are we right now? This looks like something out of the past. This is absolutely beautiful right here.
We're on Sutter Island in Cortland, California, on Steamboat Slough. We're on a piece of property, my home ranch here, that was settled in 1854.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when pear people come here, they stay here. This is a good place to live and work.
Yes, yes. We've been here for a long time. I'm fifth generation, my son's sixth, and my daughter, we've been here for a long time.
Wow, well, let's walk on down through here because there's a lot of activity. It's early in the morning. I guess the pear business, it gets hot here in the Delta during the day. You like to get started early in the morning, don't you?
Yes, sir. We start about 5:30 and they stop by noon generally.
Now, are these all pears right here?
Yes, these are the full bins and he's unloading the empties to load up later.
All right, now here's the orchard right out here.
Right.
How big do you call them orchards? How big an orchard are we in right now?
This block right here is about 25 acres, and it's all old trees. Some of the trees up to 150 years old. The river grows about 100,000 tons of pears.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pears.
Yes, yes. And the average yield is probably around 25 ton per acre.
Now, why here? Why in the Delta? Why is this such a great place to grow pears?
Very good soil. The water, we have adequate water and very good temperatures. At nighttime it cools off. We get nice Delta breezes, warm temperatures in the daytime, and the pears thrive in it.
So it's good temperature, good soil, good weather.
Yes.
Good growing conditions, and then of course you got history on your side. Yeah. They've been growing here for a long time.
Very much. We pick them when they're green because you can't let a pear ripen on the tree. They will rot from the inside out. Mm-hmm. So can't be too rough with them, but we pick them green so they can take a little bit of bouncing around. Every time you buy a can of fruit cocktail, it would be coming from this region.
Really?
Yes, yes. And a lot of the sliced pears, diced pears, the fancy glass jars, all the early stuff in the market right now would come from this area.
They're all Delta pears.
All Delta pears.
Now, Brett, you're the next generation coming up in the pear business here. What are you doing over here?
Just sorting out the pears with Guillermo, making sure everything looks good. There's no limbs that are stuck in the bags. Got put in the bags with the pears.
Now, these are just basic pears right off the tree. So what is it you're looking for? Are these basically ready to go to market right now?
Yeah, just making sure that there's no damage that has occurred in the picking process, making sure that they're...
How do you check that out? What are you looking for?
Oh, well, you don't want anything that's, let's see, marked up, too bad, scarred like that. That's a nice, beautiful pear that would probably make it in a can somewhere, but oops, you don't want to drop him on the ground. He's worth, you know, a couple cents.
Wow. Look at this, and they're moving fast around here too.
Well, they get paid per bin, per pound of pears that they pick, so it's kind of a piecemeal. So yeah.
Is this something your dad got you started in this early on, I guess?
When I grew up out in the orchard, yeah. I've been driving a forklift since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So yeah, no, I've been out in the pears doing this all my life.
Is there a whole pear culture here in the Delta? Pear people?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, the Delta's proud of their pears. It's a way of life, being a pear farmer. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know anybody who'd change it. They're willing to fight for it. They love their pears down here.
These guys generally pick 6 or 7 bins a day. Some of the faster crews, the guys can pick as many as 8. We pay them by the bin.
So they're moving.
They're moving. This ranch today, we'll send out 3 loads, which are 25-ton loads. The overall operation we're taking care of today will pick about 40 loads of pears. That's 1,000 tons a day.
You know, I've never seen this much fruit on one tree before. This is almost like it'd break the limbs off.
Yeah, there's a broken limb right there. It's a very large crop this year. Mother Nature was good to us, and the Lord blessed us with a big crop.
Now, what are pears like? Do they like water?
Yes, very much. A lot of water. Good sunlight. They got to have sunlight. Sunlight forms the buds for next year. And a good cold winter. They like a good cold winter to get enough chill hours. And that's one important thing we have here is adequate chill. Some areas can't grow the fruit south of here much because not enough chill hours.
So it's really a very specific area that can grow pears.
That's right. That's right. And
those early settlers had to figure out where they could do it.
That's exactly right. And we were fortunate in that the forefathers picked this wonderful spot to settle, you know.
Yeah, you could have been, well, you couldn't have been anywhere. This was the place they had to settle for pears.
That's right. That's right. They just decided, and it's been a real good thing for our family, you know.
And a lot of families.
A lot of families. Oh, yes. The Delta, that supported most of the Delta for years and years was the pear business.
What kind of pears are these? What's this pear I'm eating right here?
A Bartlett pear.
A Bartlett? What makes a pear a Bartlett pear?
It's just a variety that was developed, I don't know when. You know, it's been around a long time. It's a European variety.
And that's a well-known name. How many different categories of pears are there?
Oh, there's lots. Just the company I work for, we grow around 7 varieties, right, ourselves. But there's a lot more varieties than that. 7 that we grow in this area.
Now, in the middle of all this activity, you pointed out something else to me up here that I would have missed. These 2 hanging right up here.
The sun-kissed on this pear. It just makes a nice, pretty little red color. And when people think of a Bartlett pear, they think of a nice little shiny red mark like that.
And this is made by?
Sunshine. Just the color and the reflection of the sunlight. Indirect sunlight on that pear.
Now I finished my first pear. Is it okay for me to?
You can have as many as you want, Huell. We have plenty.
You don't need to wash them.
No,
you don't need to.
No.
This is just right off.
These haven't been sprayed for months.
Now some of them, this could be ripened a little bit more, couldn't it?
Sure. Well, we have pressure parameters where we pick them.
Watch it. Here he goes. There he goes. Boy, they don't wait for anybody.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Here comes the second one coming in. Watch it, Cameron. You're going to get hit. Come on in. So these things, you were talking about ripening them up.
Yeah, we have pressure parameters that we pick them on, and for the cannery and for the packing house. They've all been designed from years for when they ripen the best, and they don't want them to get too soft because then they bruise too easy. And these are right at the perfect stage right now. The cannery takes them and puts them in ripening rooms, they call them. The ethylene gas naturally releases, and they ripen, and then they can them. And the rest of them, at the packing house, they pack them at this pressure and put them in cold storage, pull them out, and send them, and they ripen.
Your dogs are eating pears.
They eat pears all day long.
And Brett, I guess that's part of it too. As a kid working out here, how many pears did you eat during the day?
Most certainly, yeah. I don't know, I'd have myself 3 or 4 a day. Otherwise, everything wasn't right in my universe.
Well, it's a good way to kind of check up on what's going on with the pears.
Oh yeah, it makes you feel connected to your home too. I mean, walk outside and pick yourself breakfast off the tree. Not something everybody has an opportunity to do.
Is there a pecking order as to what you do when you start as a kid and work your way up in the orchards as part of the harvest? What are the different stages?
Yeah, when you're younger, I think your main job is to stay out of the way. And as you grow up, or as I grew up, I got more and more responsibility delegated my way. I went from driving the tractor to picking pears to driving a forklift, which was my job of choice.
Well, that's the ultimate job for a young kid.
Right. And working in a cold storage facility, you know, and there's to actually working for a cannery later on in my life.
It's not as simple as it looks, is it?
No, well, it takes a lot of time, and it's a year-round job. It's not just the harvest time here. It's the harvest is what the results of what we've done the whole year. You know, from the pruning. As soon as we're done here, we'll start fertilizing and watering for next year. Then we prune in the wintertime. It takes us about 4 months. Each tree has to be pruned by hand. It takes about 4 months to prune all the pears that we have, and then you do some spraying. It's a big process, but it's a good reward.
Yeah.
You know.
I always tell them the tree does all the hard work. So.
Now, it's one thing to watch pears being picked.